Welcome to the Popish Plot. I'm Mike.
I'm Jessica.
And I'm Anthony.
And for some reason, we're doing this again.
Viewers like it.
Our good friend Anthony of Petoskey, once again, there was a scheduling conflict so that Nick couldn't be here, though I know he really wanted to be. But once again, our good friend Anthony is here to tell us about some autumnal pilgrimage sites.
Yes. Nate told me he wasn't going to be able to be here, and he asked if I could perhaps, as fall is coming up, bring in a selection of some nice pilgrimage sites that your viewers might like to visit.
And we really do appreciate you sharing your expertise with us, because none of us go on pilgrimage nearly as often as we should. So, where are some places we should go?
Well, the first place I have for you is a very nice little place. It's located in West Pennsylvania. The city isn't important. The town isn't important. Oh. There'll be signs. It's very easy to find. It is the Cider Mill of the knowledge of good and evil.
Wait, who did the what now?
The Cider Mill of the knowledge of good and evil.
So, that's a very particular turn of phrase. It's normally only associated with, how shall I put this? The garden where man fell. You know, the Lord, God, gives Adam and Eve, our first parents, all the plants to eat, and says, only the fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil you shall not eat, lest you die.
It's very observant of you to pick up on that. So, apparently, the founder of this cider mill was able to acquire one of the fruits of the tree and propagate it into a tree to make more fruits. He then takes the fruits
to make more of the fruit that God said not to eat.
That's right. He then takes.
This can only end well.
He then takes every harvest. He takes the fruits and he runs them through the cider mill and he makes cider.
Thus, the cider mill of the knowledge of the good and evil.
Correct.
I mean, I will give him points, as I believe after, the first people ate of it, it really didn't matter if you ate of it again. It was already, done. But
the command still exists. Don't eat this.
Oh, no. I think there's been some misunderstanding.
I pray that's true.
You don't eat cider. You drink it.
I mean, I also think the issue is the tree being an apple tree is kind of a modern thing. Like, people started out with thinking it was like a pomegranate, because, a pomegranate has a bunch of stuff in it. Some people said an apricot, which I will give them that, because I've had apricots where I'm like, yes, this is an amazing apricot. But apples are...
Let me guess, Anthony, did they hybridize some other fruit with apple?
To be honest, I couldn't say for certain what type of fruit it is. By the time most people see the fruit, it's all mashed up into a pulp and what it was originally. I mean, who knows?
After all, you're just drinking.
You're just drinking the cider.
It's clearly both a difference and a distinction.
Yes. Now, technically, this is a little bit of a goof on my part. You did ask for pilgrimage sites, and technically, the cider mill is not, well, properly speaking, a pilgrimage site. I mean, it's a cider mill. It's an open to the public business. It's not
no
pilgrimage site. But
no.
I just really in the spirit of fall and getting out and doing fall things. Who doesn't want to go to a cider mill?
Who doesn't like a cider mill?
I mean,
of the knowledge of good and evil.
All right. Given how this is, one of the ones you suggested, do they have donuts that are baked by angels' flaming swords or something here at least?
I don't know if they use flaming swords to bake them, but I will tell you that their cider donuts are heavenly.
An apple fritter made with the fruit of the knowledge of the tree. All right, here we go.
Once again, that would be eating.
That'd be eating. That's eating is right out. Drink all you want, just don't eat the.
I mean, on a practical level, if you grow an apple from seed, it is not an eating apple. There's a great story about, in America of Johnny Appleseed, who was a real person who was super weird and messed up and was essentially making giant, orchards for turning into, hard cider.
Mm-hmm. Well, that'll make you very popular in a lot of quarters.
Well, except for the not bathing and the covered in lice and the really weird religion in ye olden days of American history where it took an extreme amount to be a weird religion.
The burnt over territory is a heck of a place. So, given your caveat, it's a cider mill. You can go there. But perhaps, yes. Could you suggest a place for more proper pilgrimage?
Oh, certainly.
Great. Sock it to us.
West Virginia's most popular pilgrimage site is the Shrine.
The Shrine.
The Shrine.
The Shrine of?
No, just the Shrine.
Ooh, how very modern and whatnot.
Yes. The Shrine has everything.
Ooh, everything.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How do I get to the Shrine?
Okay, so
where is it?
The Shrine is located in a little holler out yonder past, just on the edge of Almost Heaven, West Virginia.
Almost Heaven?
Almost Heaven, West Virginia. Yes.
I think that's a song, not a place.
Or it's definitely a Jim Gaffigan routine. But the town?
The town is called Almost Heaven.
Oh.
It was named Almost Heaven because it's located just about 20 miles outside of Heaven, West Virginia.
Okay. You're not to have your almost. Okay. Okay. Is there anything interesting in Heaven?
Not so much anymore.
Really?
Yeah. It was originally named Heaven because the founder of the town was a harp maker, and he had built a harp factory, and because it's in the mountains, there's a lot of low-lying clouds in the area, and
harps.
Some people came to the area, and they heard the tune of the harps, and they saw the clouds, and they said, "Wow, this place is like heaven."
They're punny guys. They're punny guys.
It's not the worst reason for a city, I've heard, but
that's fair. That's fair.
Shortly after its founding, they also found that it was it had a good source of coal underneath it.
This is West Virginia.
They started a coal mine, and that and the harp factory were actually fairly good sources of business for quite some time.
Good times in Heaven.
Until about the 1980s. Unfortunately, a number of...
the 80s did teach us that heaven is a place on earth.
A number of...
and yet we never do that for the Final Four.
A number of, shall we say, cascading events caused the place to become pretty much inhospitable to human life.
Heaven?
Yes. So in 1985, there was a train derailment, which understandably is a tragic event. Probably wouldn't have been all that terrible.
Yeah, I mean, they happen.
Except for the fact that it happened to set off a chain reaction, which caused what would become the uncontrollable fire that runs rampant in the coal in the coal mine underground.
So you're telling me that heaven is over a fire?
Yes, sort of
a big underground fire.
Very, very, very much like a heaven and hell sort of a situation. There's heaven, and then down beneath it there's fire and hell and brimstone and yes.
I mean, out of all the things that Anthony said, this is the most reasonable. I mean, Paradise, Michigan's up in the UP. Hell's down south of us.
No, it's not all bad news. They do still have a Flying J, a Walmart, and 5 Dollar Generals.
Civilization is thriving in heaven, despite the coal fire.
They also have like 6 gentlemen's clubs.
Let's get back to almost heaven.
We'll go
back down the road. Almost heaven. Okay, so we're in almost heaven.
You're in almost heaven.
The shrine.
We're in a holler, so I'm assuming heaven's up high and it's down below.
It's down.
Because you know it's below heaven. Ugh.
Everything else?
Yeah.
It is in a little bit of a lowland,
This
but
Vale of Tears.
the shrine is built on a unicorn. Technically speaking, the unicorn graveland.
Unicorns.
Yes. So you may have heard when Noah was building the ark.
Yeah.
There are some tales that say that unicorns were among the animals that were living at the time, but for some reason they were not allowed onto the ark. So it's presumed that these are those unicorns because it's there's a lot of unicorn horn there in the ground. But as a result, the shrine is the only place in the world where you can get unicorn bead rosaries.
I mean,
so the beads are made out of real unicorn horn?
I mean, I assume it has to be a fossil at this point.
Okay. But,
If it was unicorn that got trapped in the valley between mountains in a mountain range that didn't exist at that time due to the flood because Noah wouldn't let them in.
well, but even if it's been petrified, you could still make rosary beads out of it. But the throne of Denmark is known as the unicorn throne, but it's been established that those are in fact narwhal horns. So almost all the examples we have of supposed unicorn horns are in fact just narwhal teeth. There is no such thing as unicorn.
It's awfully far in. I mean, West Virginia. I don't know if you've been to West Virginia. It's not particularly close to the ocean.
I have been, but apparently I haven't seen the best parts.
Yeah,
Clearly.
In our
You
state,
you have to get off the interstate in order to find some of the better places.
I mean, our state stone is essentially a marine fossil because glaciers and stuff.
Well, no. The issue here is not that there are shifting waters. West Virginia could well have been underwater at some point. The issue here is that unicorns aren't real.
Yeah, I mean, narwhal. I can see that. They're from the North Atlantic. They could have,
Come down with the
Ice
glaciers.
Age.
Yeah, the fjords.
How do you know a unicorn? Wait, unicorns aren't real?
No.
How do you know?
Well, because outside of the shrine, we have no fossil evidence of unicorns.
I mean,
But they say they're made with real unicorn horn.
I mean, technically, I've seen man-made unicorns because, when a goat is young, you can take both of the buds that are going to become horn and put them together, or remove one, and then it becomes a unicorn.
Yes, human beings are evil. This is known.
Or a natural thing where a two-horned animal loses a horn, and technically that makes it a unicorn.
Sure. But
the giant horse creature, most people agree that was just people describing rhinoceroses badly.
Well, again, a horse with goat hooves, a goat beard, and a single horn sticking out of its head. Not a real thing.
I mean, it could be.
Okay, so let's say that I'm a skeptical fellow.
Well, you are.
I am, but I go to the shrine and I want to buy one of these unicorn horn rosaries. Mm-hmm. I think actually unicorn horn is called alicorn. So an alicorn rosary.
Yes.
What is the shrine going to do for me to reassure me that it's authentic and it's not just stone, but it's real, petrified unicorn horn?
Well, I mean, I'm a little concerned about the degree of your faith, given that you have to have tangible proof. But I believe they all come with a certificate of authenticity.
I'm sold. A real certificate of authenticity? Wow!
I mean,
I've been all wrong about this. I'm coming around.
I'll give Anthony points. So far, he came up with a cider mill in a shrine that has no heretical things we can tell, only bad science.
I want to make my position very clear. I have no issue with Anthony. I'm just slightly dubious of the shrines, not Anthony's, the shrine's claims. But now that I know that I'll be getting a real certificate of authenticity, maybe with one of those little badges on it, Now I'm completely
I bet it's
reassured.
embossed.
Embossed. That's what I'm looking for. This is going to be amazing. I'm going to prey on unicorn horn. But let's say you don't want to go that close to the heaven-hell situation. Are there any other pilgrimage sites you might recommend? Maybe something with, I don't know, ecclesial approval. Just if you're really fussy and an embossed certificate of authenticity isn't enough, is there anything with like a bishop's okay on it?
Well, fortunately, I did kind of plan for this. I know that you have your viewers.
He's a good man, Anthony. He's always prepared.
Your viewers are a little more, shall we say, mainstream.
They're discerning a lot.
They're not always at the cutting edge of all things Catholic. So I did actually find one that might be a little more their speed.
Oh, thank God.
No, but we haven't heard it yet.
Should not count my chickens before they're hatched. Wise.
So, located in Wisconsin.
Okay.
Is the Our Lady of the National Shrine of Our Lady of Champion, which, if they wanted to go someplace without having to travel across the globe, if they wanted to go without having to travel across the globe to some place where there had been an actual confirmed apparition.
Because you don't want to go to Lourdes, you don't want to go to La Salette, you don't want to go down to Mexico City. Someplace a little more closer, Wisconsin,
where they have the National Shrine of Our Lady of Champion. They have a number of grottos in which people can go and spend
grottos are always good. Grottos are reassuring.
Meditating and praying.
Mm-hmm.
I bet their grottos are extra nice because Wisconsin has a lot of rocks. And cheese.
Mm-hmm.
And as I know some of your more discerning viewers would appreciate, it does actually have ecclesial approval.
I mean, I've heard like the bishop actually made it so that they could celebrate the anniversary of the visions on like, I think October 9th. Like, in a special way. Like, they made it a local solemnity or something.
Well, I mean, the story of Our Lady of Champion is very impressive.
Except for there's not enough cheese in it.
That's true of almost all stories of miracles.
On the grounds, they have the grottos. They have the gift shop.
Do they have any unicorn rosaries?
I cannot say for certain. I haven't checked with their gift shop, but I would be willing to say that they are probably going to answer no.
Do you think they'd be selling cider that potentially comes from the Garden of Eden?
I'm gonna give that one also a very likely hard pass.
Probably only get that from the cider mill itself.
Probably, yeah.
Uh-huh. Our Lady of Champion.
But it is located in Wisconsin, and there are, in addition to the pilgrimage site, there are a number of other things in the nearby area that one could go and do if they so wished.
Mm-hmm.
There's a cathedral and a monastery where people could go pray if they wish to. It's not too far away from either Sheboygan or Oshkosh.
Ooh.
I'm going to get some overalls. They won't fit me because they're made for 2-year-olds, but you know.
I'm going to go to Elkhart Lake and take in a race at Road America. It's going to be great. So, okay, in Western Pennsylvania, that's the most specific we can be. Just drive around, you'll find it. There's the Cider Mill.
I assume once you've been there once, you know, because you now have the knowledge.
The knowledge. You have the knowledge. The Cider Mill of the knowledge of good and evil. In Almost Heaven, West Virginia, you've got the Shrine, where you can get some fantastic pre-deluge animal rosaries. And then Our Lady of Champion in Wisconsin. In Champion, Wisconsin. What can I say, Anthony? But I really think you've outdone yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you.
These are some great autumnal pilgrimages. They do appear to have everything. Things I still not sure that I believe are real, but probably are. There's a certificate.
We all have times when we find our faith to be challenged.
I don't think this is an article of that kind of faith. I'm gonna have to agree to disagree. So thank you. If you could get hard at work, I'm sure we'll have you back for some good winter pilgrimage once the weather turns really cold.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure.
I've got some ideas.
Sure, we wouldn't possibly regret that at all. So comment below with what sounds like the best part of these pilgrimage sites, what you're most excited to see or to pray with. Give this episode a like. Subscribe to our channel so that you know when Anthony comes back. And until next time, Jess, you want to start us off?
Remember to live your faith.
Love your faith.
And
share that love.